Before I forget about it, I want to do a reading on are we going to have more difficulties when it comes to technical things as the global warming and these really extremes in weather patterns continue? Are we going to have more difficulties when it comes to internet, phone, those types of things as as these extremes continue to happen? We're having more and more storms, tornadoes, heat waves, floods. So let's see what we get. In the center, we're going to have to look at the past. Okay, let's see what's above it and what's the foundation. Let's look and see what we have. In the center, we need to look at the past. So that immediately is feeling like, yeah, we should have taken care of things. Okay, above it, victory. And below it, we have, again, looking at the past. Okay. And that's why I use two different decks of cards. So we should have handled things in the past if we want to have victory. It's making me feel again like, and like the prophecies say, we're going to lose a lot of technology stuff. Okay, there's going to have a time when we lose this technology things. Okay, let's see what we have to challenge. And what I got for the Lenormand is about the information, the book, the knowledge, and what path we're going to take. Okay? Again, we have the prophecies coming up that are saying we're going to lose a lot of technology. Okay? And we have to go back to a more spiritual time and a more simplistic time. So let's see. The challenge is, yeah, judgment. Judgment. Let's see what's above it and what's below it. Above it we have, this is something we're having to try to defend, to take care of things. Below it, people are not listening. The challenge is they're not listening. Okay? We've got some decisions to make. And, you know, there's no BS. This stuff needs to be handled, and we need to go back to maybe a simpler time, a simpler way. Going forward, we have the wish-fulfilling card, the happy merchant. Okay, so let's see what we have above it. We're going to have to take some energy forward, looking at things. Underneath of it is, again, the merchant. They're just going to continue to go forward. And so, yeah, it looks like we're going to have difficulties because they're not looking at it. Again, prophecies are saying we need to go back to a simpler time. We need to back off of this stuff. We need to take care of global warming. We need to take care of Mother Earth. Okay? Saying, look at the information you have to pick a path. But so far, the path they've got is the merchant. You know, I'm just going to keep going forward doing what I'm doing. Okay? And they're not going to recognize things or start to handle it until everything falls apart. Okay? So I know that's not a real positive looking reading, but it's positive in the fact that we know this stuff is happening and they're going to continue on it for as long as they can until everything falls apart. Okay? But if we know that that time may be coming, again, like I said the other day, if you hear the storms are coming, fires are coming, don't sit there and hope that it's going to go around you or whatever. If you can, get your stuff and get out of there for the moment. Prepare for it. You know, have some provisions in there. Have your really important things in a bag. Put them in a bag that if something happens, you don't have to go digging and looking for them all over. You've got your bag. You can get out of there and go do what you need to do. You know, like Hopi Prophecies and all the others are saying, you better learn how to plant. You better learn how to take care of yourself, how to take care of Mother Earth. Now, I watched yesterday, it was interesting, Hopi video where they do the dry farming. And because, you know, they don't have irrigation out there, they depend on the weather, okay? So when they're planting, they're having to plant their seeds deeper to get to any kind of moisture because they don't have irrigation. But with the global warming, they're having more and more difficulty getting in crops, getting in enough. So again, this is something we really need to take seriously. And the more storms and the more difficulties of Mother Earth with these challenges coming, the more it can affect and erupt and cause difficulties when it comes to our communication systems and all of that stuff as well. So we are looking at possibly some perilous times, but we can get through it. We will get through it. We just have to continue to be positive and prepare for it. This is not to say get out there and get crazy doomsday type stuff, okay? We're not saying that. We're not saying this is doomsday things. But again, you know, have enough provisions on hand because these storms are going to knock out electric, okay? Have stuff ready if you live in a place where it's going to be really cold during winter. Have some extra things on hand, extra ways on hand that you can stay warm and stuff. Now, one thing I saw that was really good the other day, and so I'm going to pass this on now. If you are in really cold, have yourself some candles, okay? And what they did, this guy is outside. I mean, freezing temperatures outside in the snow. He was not even in a house. But you can take a candle, you put yourself over, get your cover over you, you know, bring it in as close as you can, and you have that candle lit, and it's going to create some heat. It will create some heat, okay? So those type of things, survival skills, are good to know, good to have, just in case, okay? In case everything gets knocked out. In case you can't use propane, in case you can't, you know, again, have other things on hand that you can work with. Now, another thing, a thing that I have here, if I run out of propane, I can't do cooking, you can't get firewood, you can't get that. I do have this thing that's done by the sun. It's a little round thing. You put it out there. Even when it's cloudy, it'll cook your food. Okay? It'll cook your food. So those kind of things, they're good to have on hand. Again, provisions, things that you can make that will last. Things I brought in here are some beans and dried beans, some of those things, canned goods, that kind of stuff that you can have on hand just in case you need to something happens and you need to have some provisions on hand. Okay, so it's good to gather and collect those things. um, And just know that these times may be potentially showing up. And so you know that these things could be happening and you're preparing for them. It doesn't mean you're getting yourself in a turmoil, okay? Don't get yourself in a turmoil. That's not what it's about. This is not to create fear mode. This is to create that we can do this, we can get through it, okay? We can do this, okay? So again, look into things like maybe hydroponic gardening, that type of thing. Let's just start checking into things so that we have things prepared, set aside for these types of times, okay? So that we're not all freaked out. And again, if you're wherever you're living, get all your valuable things that you would want to take in case of an emergency and get them ready. Have them in a bag. Your really important documents, okay, that you may need, valuable pictures or something, it doesn't matter what it is, but get yourself a little thing ready to take with you if you have to leave in a hurry. Okay? You got a tornado coming, you got a hurricane, you got something, you're not going to fight Mother Nature. Okay? And if you need to leave, how many times do you see people leaving and they've lost everything, all their documents, all their important things, that they're treasures that they wish they had. So again, plan ahead, get yourself a little thing ready, really important documents, and those things that really mean a lot to you. Okay? Have those things ready to go. Okay? So much love and light, and we'll see you online.